murder. It was a cold October night in 1933 when she walked back into my life again.
Trope, I need you, honey.
Her face, her hair, perfume, all the lifetimes of promotions came flooding back. She came to my apartment that night looking for help. It's detective to you, Dolores. What do you want this time?
My sweet Wilbur disappeared today from work. He never came back from lunch.
Oh, Wilbur. What hurt me the most is she left me for a bum like that. I mean, sure, he made good dough, but I feel like she really needed a man who worked a 9 to 5. You know, dames need that. Perhaps he just flew the coop like you left me.
Detective, forgive me for never saying goodbye. I know I did you wrong.
With your connections, you could have hired the best detective in New York. Why me?
You were always the best.
Still wasn't enough for you. You still canary over at Joey's place?
Yes, and can we please talk about my Wilbur?
What's in it for me? Excuse me, Dolores. Detective Trope here. You don't say. Where? Well, do you know who it might have been? All right. I'm on my way.
Who's that?
Listen, Toots. I'll ring you later. There was a homicide at the docks.
It's almost midnight. I guess the job never stops.
You knew that even before we were at night.
Are you going to help me find Wilbur or not?
Sure thing, but we've got to deal with this first. Get home and get some shut-eye. I'll talk to you on the phone later. Wilbur's probably at a bar somewhere, don't worry.
He doesn't drink.
Never trusted a man who didn't swear or drink. Later, Dolores.
Thank you, Detective.
And just like that, the woman I once loved is coming back into my life. Too bad for the circumstances. My guess is that fool will show up eventually. You should deserve it not to. At least I got to see Dolores one last time.
Right here, Lieutenant.
Any ID the stiff?
No wallet. He looks like a banker, maybe a lawyer.
Sure, I can see it. Based on his clothes, he definitely ain't no bum. Maybe a bookie? Golly, this sure looks like a hit based on this location and amount of lead victim.
You think Bruno had something to do with this?
It's his territory for sure. Who knows, but we need to track the triggerman. Oh, and make sure Trope doesn't find out about this one, all right?
We contacted you both as soon as you figured out it was a murder.
Of all the lousy ideas, you know his history with Bruno. This could get ugly quick.
Sorry, Trope. I just figured this would be an all-hands-on-deck situation.
Any cats see anything?
We got nothing.
Then who called it in?
Dispatch said it was an anonymous tip.
This stinks to high heaven. I bet they wanted us to find him. If Big Bruno's responsible, is he just mocking us?
But why, Red?
I don't know. Were there any other important kills tonight? Anything strange?
Power went out in Masbeth, a few drunks, not much else.
First thing we need to do is figure out who the victim was.
Speak of the devil, that's Wilbur Nowicki.
You know him?
More or less, seen him missing this afternoon.
You know, sometimes I think you're clairvoyant.
All part of playing the game, Red.
Hello, Detective. Sorry you called in so late.
Did you find him like this?
Sure did.
That was after an anonymous call.
Do you mind if I can have a moment?
Sure, that's what we called.
Do your thing. Let's give him a minute.
All right. Tell me, Wilbur, what you get yourself into this time? Basing your trajectory, we were backing up and you were murdered. There are at least 4 men here based on the amount of tobacco in this ashtray. And this cigar. I don't know if very many men could afford it. Let's see. No wallet, but his watch and car keys are still here. Good boy, Dolores isn't gonna like this. Well, it's definitely not a robbery. This shoe was recently repaired. Mud records beside. Interesting. Hey, Red.
What's the skinny, Trope?
It's cocky here. Is that a cop back outside?
Not directly outside. You want the boys to search the area?
Go ahead and check. But I figure he was brought to this warehouse by choice. He most likely knew the perps.
How do you figure?
No rope burns on his hands or feet. Most likely a business deal gone bad.
Was Wilbur that type of guy?
I didn't think so till now.
Anything else?
I think maybe one of the families did this. Do you know who owns this warehouse?
Big Top Industries from what it says from the sign. Do you think it could be a front?
Red, I'm gonna need you to double check that ownership. I doubt that one of the families would be stupid enough to leave a stiff on their own doorstep. Oh boy, what a break that'd be.
Oh, golly. But if Big Bruno's involved, are you going to be all right?
If he is, I'm not the one you have to worry about. I've got to go check on something. Red, when you finish here, can you send me a copy of the report?
Will do, Trope. Any chance you can fill me in on leads?
Not yet. I've got to talk to my friend.
She got a name?
Later, Red. I'll drop by tomorrow.
And Trope.
Yeah, Red?
Be careful with them dames.
Never.
Hey, boss, everything is taken care of.
Good. What took you so long?
We had to make sure we weren't followed.
Why exactly would you be followed?
I mean, after we took care of everything, we had to make sure there weren't any outlookers around the docks.
Fine. Did Wilbur make it home okay?
What do you mean, boss? I mean, yeah, gotta be with him and all.
You escorted him home, right?
I thought you wanted to take care of him.
You said that, boss. I heard it.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Don't tell me you lied for Wilbur. I'm surprised nobody objected to this situation.
See here, boss.
The one guy we needed right now. What were you thinking? What if Bad Eddie finds out?
But what you said, boss.
I said take care of him in a nice, loving way, not make him a stiff. If Trump finds out, I'm headed to the slammer and never getting out. You know good stinging knucklehead buffoons, I ought to take both of you out right now.
Please, boss, we're sorry. Won't happen again.
Did you at least get those papers I asked for?
They're in the car.
And the bean shooter you used?
In the Hudson.
Anything else I need to know?
Well, here's Wilbur's wallet.
So you made it look like a robbery, eh?
Well, we were going to, but the cops showed up real quick.
How quick you talking?
Don't know, but we ran and heard the siren. See, we ain't going to the big house.
We might have a bigger problem than that. Go get them papers. Actually, we can make this work. Go get them papers and tell no one about tonight. No one, you hear? We can make this. Let's turn this around. Get ready for the big show, boys.
Yes, sir.
Go get them papers while I call an emergency meeting.
But it's 4 in the morning.
We have to move quick. This can't wait.
Any chance on leads? Or, I mean, I'm about ready to call it a night.
Can you check with the coroner before you split?
Fine, what are you following up on?
Not much to go on, ready? You know Dolores down at Joey's place?
Sure. Oh boy, she's got legs to go on for miles. I will never understand why you let a gal like her go. You think she knows something?
Well, Wilbur was her guy.
You think she hired someone to off him?
No, nothing like that. Wilbur was into securities, bonds, stuff like that. He had his hands in a lot of people's pockets. If Dolores thought she found a good one.
God, everyone in this town stinks. No one's clean anymore.
No one?
Well, except us, of course. Anyways, what's your angle?
I'm hoping that Canary has the keys to Wilbur's office.
Will she even talk to you?
Trust me, Red, I've got this. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
After some rest, can you hit the pavement near Wilbur's office? I'm pretty sure there are 2 shoe repair places near there. See if they saw Wilbur yesterday.
Can I put a B cup on it?
No, I need you. But get some rest first. Listen, Wilbur was well off from wearing a tailor-made suit when he was gunned down. My question, why did he show up to the docks last night with muddy shoes that had just been repaired?
How do you know the repair was recent?
The color of the material used was brand new, and there was no mud where the repair took place. The repair was made with haste and after Wilbur stepped in the mud. Oh boy, something stinks.
You think he was being blackmailed or blackmailing someone?
Who knows, but Wilbur never really had a spine.
I'll sniff out the shoe shops tomorrow, Trope.
Oh, you won. Good night, Red.
Don't you mean good morning? Hey, Trope, have you told Dolores yet?
Haven't had the heart. I'll wait till later this morning.
She deserves to know. You want me to do it before I get home? I can do a drive-by.
No! Just get some shut-eye, okay?
Trope, I still think you're too close to this case.
I'm just fine,
I
pal.
can handle it if I can handle it myself if you need me to.
I know you could, but it ain't no crumb. We can do this together. Oh, by the way, did you get your report ready?
Everything but the coroner's report. It's on your desk.
Thanks, Red.
I'll get you on the horn tomorrow if I find anything with those shoes.
Later.
Gentlemen, it has come to my attention that we need to up the timetable. Last night, Wilbur Nowicki was found dead by police, and we believe someone knows our plan.
Bruno, why would you suspect such a thing?
He was off in one of our dock warehouses. We don't know why he was there, but he didn't have his briefcase.
Whose territory?
Mine.
And how exactly did the brass find his body?
Someone must have heard gunshots. Lucky, trust me on this one. We need to up the timetable, especially if Wilbur was selling us out.
To who? The Irish, Russians, Yugoslav, or the Coppers?
We don't know yet.
If that is true, count me out, Bruno. If you're spooked enough to hold this meeting this early morning, something big is about to go down. You can have my share, capiche? I'm out, Bruno.
We understand, Lucky. Go in peace.
Bruno, you know I always support your ideas. Next time I'll put in 40% collateral with only 2% interest. We'll handle the whole operation for you, for good faith.
We can talk about that later.
I'm out of here.
Gentlemen, sorry for the interruption. Poor Lucky here was going to sell us out to Detective Tropes and his gumshoes in about an hour. We received a tip from one of my boys on the force, so I got my boys here to follow Lucky yesterday. Right, boys?
Yes, sir.
We found that Lucky was getting copies of all our deeds to show the brass. Sadly, he was the informant and was blackmailing poor Wilbur to comply. Boys, go get rid of this gutter trash.
So, Bruno, I think the rest of us are perfectly fine with moving up the timetable. When shall we expect the first shipment?
I reached out to a friend in the East. About 2 weeks tops. That should be just about perfect.
Are they using the Chaojing or Ling Zhao?
That is for me to know.
And are all your boys ready?
We have this handled, Tony. All we have to do is sit tight and make sure Trope doesn't catch our scent.
Since Trope already knows about Wilbur, how are we going to throw him off the trail?
We can say that he's working on a deal in Chicago. I mean, between Bad Eddie and the Irish.
You think that'll work? What about his turn? People will be suspicious if the collection stops.
We split it between me, you, Billy, and Luigi. Just keep it quiet.
What about his name?
Luigi, you were close to Lucky. Will his name play ball with us?
Sure, boss. She knows the game. She used to run with old Twinkle Toes.
May he rest in peace, too. You handle the broad. Everything else should just fall in place.
Speaking of dames, does Dolores know about Wilbur yet?
Not yet, but if she comes by asking, just tell her that she was working on a deal with Lucky, and that's all we know.
Good. Should we tell Bad Eddie anything?
Not yet. Not at least until we just keep this to ourselves. Not until just at least until the shipment comes in. Oh, and if anyone hears from Trump or his boys, get me on the horn. Meeting adjourned.
Murder. Telling Dolores the man was gone was going to be one of the toughest conversations I had in a while. Dolores, I have something to tell you.
You should have told me sooner.
I had to go check into things. How'd you find out?
People talk, Detective. Can you imagine being home alone and getting a call from some nobody at the club to hear that my sweet Wilbur had been gunned down? I knew it was the call you got when we were in your apartment. Why didn't you tell me immediately?
The investigation comes first. You know me.
You're heartless.
Dolores, I'm a realist. Will was a good man. I'm sorry I said that happened. I truly am.
No, I knew he was working with one of the families. These days, everyone has something going on in the shadows.
Not me. Who was you working for, Dolores?
Always a gumshoe. I remember you used to hold me in your arms so passionately. Where is that understanding now?
It took a big fiber of my being to take that woman back into my arms. Sometimes what you want to do and what needs to be done are different. My condolences, Dolores. I want justice for Wilbur. Can't you see that?
No, Trope. You just want another case solved. Wilbur's murder is just another file to you.
Was he working for Bad Eddie?
You would love for me to say that, wouldn't you?
Dolores, I'm looking for the facts. Be reasonable.
Are you looking for revenge too?
Dolores, you're not going to run me. Who did Wilbur work for?
You won't quit, will you?
Let me help Wilbur.
Wilbur is dead, Trope. I don't know, but I think Lucky Lamont. They had a deal going on in Chicago.
Did you talk about Lucky?
Never. We didn't discuss his clients.
And how do you know about Lucky?
I called around this morning.
And someone told you, just like that?
Women can get anything they want, especially if they don't call.
Who's your contact?
You should leave. I think you've done enough, which is nothing at all but upset me.
Thank you for the information, Dolores. May I ask you for one more thing?
If it gets you out, why not?
You have the keys to Wilbur's office, then we're on his person.
You're lucky you made me this fair.
Thank you.
And don't come back unless you find out who killed him. Promise me.
I promise. Lucky Lamont. Who would have guessed it? Lucky always stayed in his side of the town. Why the docks? What was Wilbur doing to get himself gunned down in Big Bruno's territory? Too many questions, not enough answers. Trope, you gotta move faster.
That's a juicy one.
It's a 45 caliber round, most likely from a Thompson due to the fact that most of the rounds completely penetrated his body and 14 rounds hit him before he hit the ground. Could have also been from numerous very close 1911s.
Oh, poor fella. Anything else?
Surprisingly, Wilbur didn't die instantly. There was blood on his hands where he tried to cover the wounds. Must have been horrible.
What was the TOD?
Around 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. yesterday. The gunshot wounds were the cause of death, and he suffered a hip fracture and a bruised rib. This was most likely caused by him falling. I'll have the official report later today.
Thanks. Did you find anything about the red mud on the shoes?
Best I can figure, it looks like bauxite residue.
What's that?
Waste generated when refining cement, bricks, tiles, and other construction materials. It's slightly toxic and typically disposed of.
So Wilbur was walking around some kind of construction site before he died.
Most likely not. Bauxite residue is kept outside plants or landfills where the bricks are made. Construction sites would have no use for it.
Where would I find one of these bauxite plants?
No idea, but if it's waste you're looking for, I'd check Jersey first.
Thanks, John. I'll start tracking down that bauxite residue. Who knows what that'll turn up.
One more thing, Red. Wilbur had a wedding ring in his jacket breast pocket.
You was gonna ask his dame to marry him?
No, I think it was his own.
Oh, so a cheater, eh? I need to tell Trope. Dolores ain't gonna like that.
Who?
Never mind. See you later, John.
So, what do you think Big Bruno's up to?
No idea. There must be something big. I'm surprised he hasn't filled us in yet.
Say Tony or Luigi on him?
Nah, Bruno's too smart for them. Just watch. We're ice mountain top.
Hello, boys. How's Big Bruno these days?
Living life on the up and up. Why are you so interested, Detective?
Someone was murdered down by the docks yesterday in his turf. I don't suppose you two know anything about it.
People die all the time. We have no idea what you're talking about, Detective. Maybe we should go see a psychic or something.
Why are you two looking at Lamont's territory?
Nah, I should try, Detective, but you're barking up the wrong tree today.
You see, I doubt that. I've spent all morning shaking up Lucky's territory, and guess what?
We naturally have no clue what you're talking about.
Everyone says the same thing. Lucky's on business for Chicago. Then I hear you two been walking into every business in his territory. That sound a little strange to you boys?
Ever heard of shopping? It's a beautiful day after all.
Yeah, we're just enjoying our God-given freedom as Americans. You got a problem with that, Detective?
No, not at all. Very well then. But we are watching you guys.
Sure thing. Enjoy your day, Detective. And by the way, get some sleep. It looks like death won't go.
And what's that supposed to imply?
Nothing. We just want to make sure you're resting well enough to serve and protect our fine community.
Beat it, you two. What a curious case this is. Alright. Let's assume Lucky really is on business and he allowed Dave Bruno's goons to collect from his territory. That would mean that whatever's going on in Chicago is way bigger than the business up here. If that's true, then Bad Eddie must be in on it as well. The other option is something's happened to Eddie and Big Bruno's making him take his turf. Naturally, Bad Eddie would never allow this, for sure of it. Either way, something big's happened in the family. Trope, you gotta move quick. Hopefully Red has something.
Trope! We have some leads.
What do you have?
Well, first off, we checked who owns the company Will Wilbur was killed. It was just bought out by some firm called International Transports NYC. They have no owners, history, or employees listed on their LLC.
So it's a front.
That's my best guess.
What's in front of the shoes?
Well, there was only one repair shop still open on his way to work. It was a dead end, but John said the red mud was actually bauxite residue. We checked around and found out there are 6 companies in the state of New York that generate bauxite waste, and guess what? Only one is owned by International Transport NYC.
Bingo! You're a genius, Red! You know way more objective than I have.
Oh, and get this. Wilbur was married.
To who?
The records say Nora Mae Sanderson. I pulled your address. She lives over in Brooklyn.
Wanna go over and check it out?
Sure. Did you get the keys to his office?
Yeah. His office was in perfect condition when I got there. I looked through most of his files and didn't really see anything. I think we should head back over there and away to Miss Sanderson's place. Maybe we can find something in International Transports NYC.
Let me grab my coat.
This is leading to something really big, Red. I can feel it.
You think this is one of Big Bruno's schemes again?
Not exactly. This time, Lucky Lamont would be the one who owns International Transports.
Lucky? Well, he's never been so great, even as the head of the Lamont family. And why would he buy a property on Bruno's turf?
Something doesn't add up. Did you find anything related to Chicago in your research?
No, nothing. What does Chicago have to do with this?
Maybe you know the dead end. Come on.
So you came through, Dolores. I'm proud of you. Trope is sure that Lucky was the one Wilbur was working with. He better not find out I was involved. He won't. Remember, I'm going to get my cut as soon as possible.
There will be plenty of dough to spread around once the shipment comes in. By the way, thanks for the tip-off.
The sooner Bad Eddie is sleeping with the fishes, the better we will all be. So when are you going to do it?
Patience. Now that Lucky and Wilbur are dead, we don't need to move too quick. By the way, my boys finally told me it was your idea to ice Wilbur. I'm impressed, if not slightly confused.
Well, you did me wrong.
Well, hell hath no fury, eh, boys?
All right, boss.
Wilbur's death was his own fault. I don't like liars and cheats. No one does that to me.
But to stare in his eyes when you pulled the trigger, you were one tough dame.
If I really loved him, I'm sure I would have felt something. It's that simple. Now, can we please move on? I would prefer never to talk about poor Wilbur again.
Well, I need you to continuously work with Trope, see what he knows, and make sure he's going down the wrong path.
That'll be easy. I still have a hold on him. I'm worried about Bad Eddie, though. What if he learns the shipment is coming in early? What are we going to do?
He's too concerned with his persona nowadays. And if anything happens, my boys here have it covered. Right, boys?
Excellent. I'll head down to the precinct and wait for Joe. He won't be expecting me. Maybe I can catch him off guard.
Aces.
I found something!
What is it?
This letterhead from International Transports NYC. It says the ship is coming into port in 2 weeks. It says it's shipping gravel from China.
I know. Why would anyone pay for anything from China?
I think you know what's going on here, Red.
All ears, Trope.
You said that bauxite residue off Willie's shoes was used in commercial bricks, tiles, and other building materials?
Sure did.
Is that an expensive process?
Well, not too expensive for what I understand, but it does take time.
Is it subject to government guidelines?
You think they're supplementing unregulated Chinese material with American-made products to make them cheaper?
Okay, let's say an American 50 pound of concrete is $1. What if you can produce it for 25 cents instead of 55 cents? You can more than double your profits by supplying it with some type of filler.
Well, wouldn't it be unstable?
Depends on how much filler and what's in it. Maybe Lucky found a cheaper but more illegal way to reduce certain building materials.
Well, wouldn't the feds catch it?
Not if they tested it at the production plant. Maybe the material is shipped to a separate location and replaced with some sort of Chinese filler substance.
Wilbur got his shoes dirty by checking on the process.
Maybe this whole thing is a little bait and switch scam.
I can see Lucky getting into something like this, but why does Wilbur, a stocks and bonds guy, want to get into the brick and tile business?
Wilbur was a finance guy. He made sure everything looked on the up and up when we announced some transfers in NYC. He was probably getting a huge cut of the deal. Plus, if International Transport became a publicly traded company, they could make millions.
So what's the next step?
I think it's about time we let the chief know about the shipment. We can crack this whole thing wide open. We just need to find Lucky. I have a friend in Chicago. Maybe he could poke around.
Let's make sure we get all the paperwork on International Transport's NYC before we leave.
Good thinking. I can't believe they would just leave all this evidence in Wilbur's office.
Well, until we can prove the bait and switch, this is all just a theory. We can't make arrests on this just yet.
But at least we have a motive for Wilbur dying.
And what's that?
I think someone found out what Wilbur and Lucky was doing and was left out of the deal. There's another party in this scheme.
Well, the warehouse was on Big Bruno's turf.
Could be Big Bruno or even Bad Eddie.
Well, Bad Eddie's been retired for years. You don't think he'd do something like this, do you?
We can't rule out anyone. We might get to big fish this time. I was moving too fast in this case. I learned by making too many assumptions it could lead you down the wrong path. Looking back, I should have seen the hints.
Ah, Detective, I think your time might be up.
What?
What a shame, partner. You were one of the good ones. I'm sorry, Trope. Honest.
You sold me out?
No, but I had to protect my boss.
You swore an oath to serve and protect. Where am
I
I?
was adopted by the family a long time ago, Trope. Well, they've always supported me, and you know the force pays nothing these days. It's not so bad.
So what? Big Bruno gonna come in and ice me just like he did to my partner? Or is it gonna be Lucky?
Trust me, pal, it ain't gonna go that way.
How dare you not give me a fighting chance? Does our friendship mean nothing to you?
It's not like that at all. I hate Bruno, just like you do. I just brought you here to listen to reason.
What reason? I'll never be paid off. You might as well kill me.
Like I said, Bruno is both our enemies. All I'm asking you to do is to sit there and listen. I still think of you as a friend.
Oh, really? You will have a choice? Untie me.
I need you to promise to keep this meeting secret. That is for both our safeties.
I will do no such thing. I don't know who you're working for, but as soon as you get me out of these ropes, I'm going to arrest you.
I'm going to be offering you something you want more than anything. I need you to climb off that high horse for just 1 minute. I know you have the moral compass of a saint when it comes to your job, but that time is past.
Why did you help me with this case? And leave me all the way to the gallows? You knew I wouldn't make any deal.
I know nobody's as vexed as you. And all we've been through together, all the times I stuck up for you in the bar or supported you after your partner died. Why can't you just trust me this one time? Please, just this once. Maybe I'm with you and your family. Everything both are possible?
I'll never stop being me,
I
babe.
would never ask you to. I just need you to think in shades of gray.
And why would I do that?
Remember when Dolores walked out the door? I could have written you up when you came to work on the sauce, but instead I covered for you. I need you to support me and my decision right now.
I guess I have no choice.
You gonna keep this a secret?
I swear.
All right, you can come in now.
Well, we finally got the famous detective Trope. Today's a day for celebration. Red, get the champagne.
Bad Eddie, I should have known.
Look, Trope, I'm gonna level with you. I know you think of me as a no-good, but I need you on this one.
For what?
Let me tell you a story. Lucky Lamont was my #1 guy, and after spending 15 years in the big house, I realized we need to go legitimate as a family. I wasn't gonna lose any more family members to the big house. So, after selling several properties we didn't need, I purchased an old plant under International Transports NYC with the help of Wilbur. You following me?
Yeah, go on.
Wilbur Lucky set everything up. I wanted to make sure nothing was out of code. Sure, we wouldn't be making the same amount of dollars in the old days, but the feds wouldn't be raiding aside. Then 3 weeks ago, Big Bruno stormed into my home in a rage.
You left him out of the deal?
Wasn't gonna let anyone know until everything was finalized. Big Bruno stormed in talking about profit margins and overhead and how we wouldn't be profitable. He was so furious I'd sold so many properties to fund my materials production operation.
Did you kill Wilbur?
Red, tell him what you saw.
I spent my whole day following around Bruno's goons. Around 6 p.m., they met Dolores outside Joey's place. That's when they staged a call. Over a payphone, they said they kidnapped Dolores, and Wilbur would have to pay 5 G's or... Dolores wasn't on the deal the whole time.
No! Dolores can have anything to do with this, Vet. You're lying!
No, I'm not. Around 8 p.m., Wilbur got to the warehouse with a briefcase full of money.
So you're telling me you witnessed Big Bruno's goons murder Wilbur Nowicki and said nothing?
No, I saw Wilbur being gunned down by Dolores. She was the killer.
That can't be true. I refuse to believe it.
Then I ran to a nearby payphone and I called the police. I couldn't save Wilbur.
Was Big Bruno there?
In the beginning, but he left after he asked what Wilbur was doing with Bad Eddie. He wanted to know every detail. I had the proof I needed to tell Bad Eddie that Big Bruno was trying to take over the whole operation.
And the money?
Dolores gave it to Bruno.
So why is it Bruno dead? Eddie, you're the head of the family!
Unfortunately, I quickly come to realize that Big Bruno's just more respected than I am in my old age. I mean, I hired a hitman this morning, and he showed back at my front doorstep trying to kill me instead. I'm the head of this family in name only.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, since I can't trust anyone else except Redia, I want to do this thing right. I want you to arrest Big Bruno for the murder of my friend Lucky Lamont. But I need you to keep International Transports out of it. That company is our future.
Wait, Lucky's dead?
His body's at the bottom of the Hudson. I saw Bruno's goons dump him. I just couldn't arrest them because I was working for Eddie at the time.
So what's the plan?
All right. So I know Big Bruno wants me dead. I'll invite him over for dinner and tell him that I know he killed Lucky and about the illegal shipment. And once I show opposition to them both, they'll have no choice but to try and ice me.
You want me to run a sting operation here? I can't believe I'm about to work for a mafia godfather just to catch a bigger crook. And what about Dolores?
Unfortunately, once arrested, Big Bruno will do whatever he can to get time off his sentence. I can't help you there.
Red, you know we're about to play for the wrong team, right?
You can finally get Bruno. This is our chance to stop so much crime. Trope's tried for years to nail this guy. Bad Eddie has the ticket. Well, besides, what's Bad Eddie done wrong?
Plenty.
Well, right now he's trying to turn around. Go straight and steady. Trope, we're on the right team. It just looks a little different than you used to.
Well then, I guess we have no choice. Eddie, I accept your deal. But once this is over, that's it. We're done.
Deal.
Thank you, Trope.
Red, when this is all over, we're gonna have a long talk after this. I want you to resign with the force by the end of the week. I can't work with the rat.
But Trope,
You heard me.
if that's what you want, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm dying.
Ladies, we are gonna paint the town red!
Oh, Bruno.
Only the best dresses, vacations, clubs, and restaurants from you, ladies.
Bruno, don't make promises you can't keep.
Start dreaming, because from now on, when you're with Big Bruno, the sky's the limit.
Bruno, I need to talk to you.
Get out of my way, Red.
Bad Eddie wants to see you.
So you're out in the open now. Tell Eddie I'll talk to him when I have the time.
It's important.
See these girls? I ain't in the mood for no business. We're going down to Joey's place.
He got Trope.
So the old man has Trope.
He thought you'd like to finalize the deal.
I can't believe you got him.
I thought that would change your mind.
You're right. Ladies, head down to Joey's. I'll meet you there. And I better not catch you with no chumps when I get there.
Okay, Bruno, but don't leave them too long. We get bored easily.
Ah, you gotta love broads. So, how did the old man catch Trope?
Trope followed the trail that Lucky left behind. He figured out that Eddie might have something to do with Wilbur's murder, especially since Lucky is so spineless.
So he suspected they had a deal going on in Chicago?
Sure thing, but when Trope started searching Eddie's house, I used chloroform on him. I couldn't let him nab the big boss.
Fine work, Red. I should have put you on my payroll, too.
Anyway, Trope is tied up in Eddie's basement. He told me to come get you immediately.
So he wants the blood on my hands in this situation, eh? Well, I'll gladly do it, but, why sell Trope out now? I thought you had a soft spot for him.
I'm tired of everyone treating me like an average Joe. You know, I've spent so long. I've solved just as many cases as Trope, and he's always such an Abercrombie, like he's the king of the world. I want my time, you know?
You're a lot like me, Red. After this is all over, I'd like to have a talk with you.
Sure thing, but let's not keep at Eddie waiting.
Welcome, Bruno. It's been too long.
Skip the pleasantries. Where's Trope?
Sit down, Bruno. You owe me 5 minutes for giving you so much.
I'm waiting for my ladies are waiting for me. I'm not here to talk.
Sit down, Bruno.
Sure, we're all friends here.
Bruno, you've been a bad boy. You killed Lucky Lamont in cold blood. I trusted him with the future of this family.
I don't know what you heard, but I never would have done such a thing.
Don't try to out-con a con man. Tony told me everything. I just want to know why.
Tony is wanting me dead. He probably killed Lucky. I thought he was in Chicago.
Can't stop your lies, can you? Look. I know why you would kill Lucky. Why would you hate him so much just to murder him?
This whole stinking fantasy of going straight is for dummies.
Bruno, you went behind my back.
Really? Like I said, going straight, not very smart.
Bruno, Lucky was more than just a friend to me.
He was a lousy rat who told you everything. I was done with him.
How you speak so distasteful of one of our own?
You know what? I'm glad I murdered him. Goodbye, Eddie. I'm gonna enjoy this. Is Trope even here?
No.
So this is all over is to get revenge for Lucky.
And for the illegal shipment. You're about to ruin the shipment and all of my plans.
That's what we do, Eddie. I can't believe you. Seriously? You know what? I run the show now. I paid off every copper and every judge in the tri-state area. I run the show.
So what are you gonna do? Shoot me?
Yeah, that's my plan. Any last words?
You're under arrest!
Oh, Trope, so you were here. Is this the sting?
Big Bruno, you're being arrested for the murder of Lucky Lamont and the attempted murder of Bad Eddie. Right now, an attack with divers are searching the huts for bodies. How long do you think it's going to take until we find something?
You can get me, but I'll tell him about Dolores. She killed Wilbur in cold blood.
Crime doesn't pay, Bruno.
Oh, so you knew. I underestimated you, Trope. Hey, you want to know how I killed your partner? You better...
Boys, get him out of here.
Trope, I mean, I can drive by and tell her to get the heck out of Dodge.
Leave with me, Red. I need to be the one who arrests her.
But Trope,
Trust me, Red. I need to be the one.
it doesn't have to go down this way.
I'm not gonna let my boss slip anymore.
Good luck, Trope.
Red, I meant what I said about you quitting.
I know. See you later, detective.
Why did you come to me to tell me that Wilbur was missing 2 days ago?
I was worried.
No, you weren't. Your conscience was practically knocking at your door.
I don't know what you mean.
You did a bad thing, Dolores.
I've done a lot of bad things in my life.
Why did you do it?
Don't make me say it.
Tell me.
I hate no good cheaters.
So? You could have just left him like you did me. Why off him like that? You know the devil always collects.
Because I actually loved him. Then he made a fool out of me.
Why did you hand the briefcase to Bruno? What was the 5 G's for?
Remember, Dad?
Of course.
Before he went last year, he owed some gambling debts down in Atlantic City. To cover the debt, Bruno bailed him out.
Then, a heart attack.
Yeah. When Dad couldn't pay, Bruno came knocking at my door for the dough.
So why didn't you tell me?
How could I? You've always been too square.
I would have listened to you. I could have gotten Bruno.
You probably would have arrested me for being an accomplice to an illegal gambling scheme. Am I wrong?
Things are a certain way for a reason, Dolores. I don't know what I would have done.
And that's your problem. Justice above everything. So are you going to take me and arrest you, detective?
I have a job to do.
Well, go ahead. Make justice reign.
Why did you come to me to tell me about Wilbur?
I guess a part of me wanted to turn myself in. I honestly don't know why.
Get out of here.
Won't you get in trouble?
Not if I never found you.
You've changed.
It's not for the better.
Being human's not a bad thing.
Goodbye, Dolores.
Bye, sugar.
And just like that, I never saw her again. Although the faint smell of the perfume haunts me. Bruno only spent about 5 years in prison before he managed to bail himself out. Doesn't matter. I got him once, I can get him again. This case truly changed my solid view of justice into an ever-expanding view of shades of gray. What a colorful world we live in. Perhaps I'm better for it. Case closed.